I think it's about time the gay brothers and sisters got their rights, and especially the women.
Turn around, you're on TV, Marsha.
Marsha P. Johnson is remembered as an activist and free spirit, with flowers or Christmas lights in her hair, and said to be one of the first rioters at Stonewall in 1969. Before the term transgender entered the lexicon, Marsha called herself a transvestite or a drag queen.
When I became a drag queen, I started to live my life as a woman.
During her life, she and other trans activists struggled to be fully accepted in the gay community, which often excluded trans people. Marsha was often homeless, supporting herself through sex work and repeatedly arrested, but she attracted many friends to help her. A fellow activist once saw Marsha asleep under a table of lilies at a flower shop. The employees welcomed her because they thought she was holy. Once, a judge asked Marsha what the P in her name stood for. She explained.
Pay no mind Johnson. Marsha paid no mind Johnson.
The judge, charmed, said, "And that's exactly what I'm going to do." She was released. She was well known in New York's Greenwich Village, where she became an icon after the Stonewall riots.
I was one of the first girls to ever come in drag to the Stonewall. 1969, when the Stonewall riot started, that's when I started my rioting.
As one story recounts, during the riots, Marsha threw a shot glass into a mirror at the bar after police entered, shouting, "I got my civil rights." Marsha was a founding member of the Gay Liberation Front, and she formed STAR in 1970 with Sylvia Rivera, a transgender woman and activist. It was revolutionary in its direct support for the trans community. Together, they opened Star House, a shelter for homeless LGBTQ youth. She was also an advocate for those affected by HIV and AIDS, and rejected the stigma and shame associated with the virus.
I think you should stand as close to them as you can and help out as much as you can. Including myself, I have HIV.
She remained devoted to her Christian faith throughout her life. Friends say she could be found praying in various churches, at times dressed in velvet, throwing glitter. Marsha died in 1992 at the age of 46. At the time, police said she'd taken her own life, a claim friends disputed.
It's hard for me to believe that she would commit suicide.
The case was reopened in 2012 as a possible homicide. Like Marsha, trans women continue to suffer from long-standing discrimination and violence. Her legacy reflects the ongoing struggle for transgender people to be safe and receive equal rights.
People to realize that we're all brothers and sisters and human beings in the human race.